Good morning, Ryan Lutz here at the RCGP round 7 and 8 at Thunder Alley RC Raceway in Beaumont, California. This is the final round of the RCGP World Series. The RCGP class consists of the pro class, and they vie for a 4-race championship around the world. So this is the final round, and we're going to start here on our front stretch. This is the straightest part of the track, and it's a curve almost the whole time anyways. So our starting loop's about right here where these orange lines are. So that's our go line. And we got a little bit of a lift here, a little kind of table, launches the car a good 5-6 feet generally. And I'll show you that when we come around again for the next lap, because it's kind of bumpy and it makes it a little bit of a challenge. But here, you're just trying to carry as much speed as you can. This is your full throttle area. Try to go fast, but you got your wheels turned the entire time. For myself, I'm generally trying to stay on the inside quarter of it. I brake check right in here, just enough to slow down, let off really quick, and then kind of pop up and kind of turn up the face of this. And I'm trying to stay on the tighter side of this. For me, that seems to work better. This corner is one of the furthest ones from the driver's stand, so it's got a little bit of a depth type issue to it. It's hard to really feel out where these corners are, but generally I'm trying to, stay tighter on it. And then this guy you want to line up for. This is a downhill double single, or kind of a lot of people are jumping the first one and landing on the second one. But so my strategy for this guy is I'm trying to stay tighter in here, and if I end up out here for some reason, if it pushes or whatnot, I'm bleeding back out. I'm trying to hit this middle. And the reason I want to do that is because I'm going full throttle. I let off about 2 feet before, and then I grab a handful of throttle, blip it up the face so I can launch over this second hump, land on the downside of it, mash the brakes just to slow down as much as I can, but let off before I hit the hump. Now, I'm trying to hit half out. You can see how it's cleared off there. That's because it's smoother here. Up here, there's actually almost like a rut that's forming. And if you land on the brakes right here and stay on the brakes too long, you hit that rut and actually endo. So my goal, I'm landing out midway, and it's a lot smoother transition here. And this has actually been growing further out. So I'm gonna have to keep that in mind for today. Today is Saturday. For the RCGP class, we have 4 qualifiers and 2 15-minute mains, and that's how round 7 is. Tomorrow we have round 8, which is 4 more qualifiers, and then an hour-long final, so the enduro portion. Anyways, I'm out here in the middle, and I'm just trying to cut this as close as I can at this point, and then try to get to about the middle, and then start doing try to do a little bit of a whip to get on the inside of this landing up here. So this is a big uphill little double. Now you can see we've had lots of wind this weekend, and this is actually the calmest it's been since we've been here. Fortunately, because of the big slope of the track and the banners here, this jump hasn't been that affected by the wind, fortunately. So anyways, we're trying to land inside this first quarter, full hard right, then a little ski jump, all fast, full speed right here, and probably like a 3/4 jump here, and dropping in elevation probably a good 8-10 feet, and then you're going to continue on. Now I want to try to be in about the middle. If you're too far inside when you come over this, it's hard to feel out where this is coming out, and a lot of times it's easy to clip this pipe, or you end up having to push too wide here. So I've definitely tried to be out in the middle and then start carving in and get close to the pipe as we carve. And then it's basically still 3/4 to full throttle down here, trying to still stay middle third and do this corner as tight as possible. So really slowing down. If you can stay really tight, it's really fast. The car just kind of hugs around it. You can actually see it's quite the elevation there. So if you miss, you're definitely dropping off. You can also see here the whole shot award. So that's on the top of this jump because the RCGP class does a gate start We start there, come around, and then the first one to make the hole shot will get some kind of hole shot award. Okay, then we got this tight one here, and then I bleed out as fast as I can out to the middle, and I'm carving right to that inside there. That's my goal for that one. So being tight, and then bleeding out to about a quarter, which bleeds out to about a third for this double here. And then just trying to keep it straight with a little bit of an angle to it. Obviously they put this pole here because it's very easy to jump and hit that pole or jump inside of it. So I'm trying to stay about a third, trying to jump a little straight, have a little bit of a turn into the air here because you want to land and get set and turning as fast as you really can. But this is going to be a big time passing area because it's very common to short it, trying to be fancy and make it nice. It's very easy to overshoot it and be out here. So there's going to be guys landing all kinds of inside and outside of each other here. So anyways, goal is to land, as high as possible. That's one of the harder lines to land though. Stay in here, go out to the middle, and then I try to bleed out as quick as I can. If I'm out here, I'm just bleeding as quick as I can, aiming at this corner on the inside. So whatever it takes to get there, this is just a little easy step up. Give a quick burst of throttle on the brakes to go slow enough so this hump doesn't disrupt me too much, and I can stay as tight as I can to this pipe and then roll this first one. So again, stay as tight as I can, roll it, tight, 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 roll it, smash the throttle double, mash it off, so a little step on, step off. And then generally I'm landing on top of here, and I'm just like tapping the brakes really quick to slow down enough, drop down, stay as tight as I can to this guy. So this left 180 here, kind of get a feel for the elevation there. And then this, you can see the different little bumps and whatnot that are forming. So the cars, especially these lanes aren't that wide. We're at maybe 12-foot lanes at most. So when we're racing together, it's going to be have to bouncing and getting really close to each other, and you go to a jump and your car just all of a sudden jumps a little bit to the left, another one might jump a little bit to the other direction, and then you're colliding. So that'll be interesting. Anyways, we just got a nice long tabletop here. When we first practiced, a car clotheslined themselves up here, so you don't want to overshoot too far. Anyways, you're just trying to get a nice downside on this table, ramp the throttle onto the berm corner, hug it as tight as you can, get it full steered as quick as you can, and then you got this unassuming but pretty difficult part of the track. So there's lots of just little bumps and things to set your car, and you're fully preloaded coming off this full throttle. So your car is just kind of bouncing, and then depending on how far you launch off this, there's lots of areas the car will bounce, it'll kick, it'll do all kinds of weird things. So you just got to keep it as straight as you can. If it starts getting out of shape, start blipping the throttle. My favorite line so far has kind of been just trying to hit right in the middle. It's about the smoothest I found, unless you're exactly on the pipe. But that's where I'm trying to hit. It's pretty much right down the middle. And so that's that. As far as your gate starts, so for the RCGP class, there's 2 rows of 6. There's 12 drivers in it. So the front row. Now how this will work is first qualifier, it's based off of the seating practices that we did last night. So the top 6 seating practice guys will get to pick their spots on the grid. And then 7 through 12 pick the back row. And then whoever finishes 1st through 6th in Q1 will start on the back row of the next round, and qualifiers 7 through 12 start in the front row. So that's how every single qualifying round works. And then in the mains, based on how you qualify, is where you get to pick your gate spot. So yesterday I started 4th spot in the back for the first controlled practice to try it out, and was able to get into 3rd by the hole shot area. Gate starts just add a whole nother element of mystery. You just don't know what's going to happen. It could be total chaos. It's going to make it interesting. I don't think it's going to be... It almost doesn't matter if you start in the back row, because you're only 6 or I guess 12 feet behind your front row guys, and they're all battling for that hole shot at that start. When I started on the front row, I started on the outside, and basically you have plenty of room over here to let these guys all battle and kind of go around and kind of just see what transpires. So there can be little bits of strategies to it. It's going to be interesting to see how it all works out. But that's a lap around the RCGP track at Thunder Alley RC Raceway in Beaumont, California. Let me give you a driver stand view really quick. All right, here we are. So again, for the RCGP class, we're starting out the gates. They do a less than 5 counter out here. We start revving the engines and gates drop. We're off, mashing into here. It's the only time this little section here is used to take out the 2 banners here. We're mashing it there and just trying to get through the melee right there. We're really tight on this guy. Bleed out to middle, inside here. Bleeding back out to about a third. Trying to stay straight. We have to give, if you're in the right spot, a little bit of input to bring it closer for this landing. Trying to land out here, get it turned as quickly as possible, get going. Hitting this at the middle, but bleeding this way the entire time. Setting up for the inside of here to roll this. Stay tight, single, double on, step off. And the whole time again, just starting on the far side and bleeding out, landing in the middle, landing on the inside almost. And staying tight, bleeding out to middle again, launching that, full throttle, turn as quick as you can. For me, I'm trying to go right about in the middle, like right there. It's almost like a smoother line where the car doesn't quite get as upset. Launching that one, staying tight, bleeding out just a little, maybe about a third. And then brake checking here before we get up the hill, letting it coast up, a little bit of a right turn, trying to stay as tight as possible, bleeding back out to the middle, mashing the brakes on the downside when I make that double because I'm letting off before the jump for a brief second, mashing the throttle to get the lift off the jump to clear it, mashing the brakes, immediately letting off to allow it to coast, staying wider here because it's a lot smoother, it doesn't kick your car, but immediately getting ready for that corner. Start turning, staying tight, start hitting the middle, trying to give a little bit of a whip to get to the inside, car already set, turning right. Then you got a quick little ski double, launcher off, about 3/4 throttle, trying to stay about middle, so that way you can start hugging it tighter around this guy, about 3/4 throttle, landing and staying tight there, and you're doing your lap. So that's a lap at the RCGP, Thunder Alley, RC Raceway. Tune into the RCGP on Facebook. You can watch and see when all the live scoring, the live timing is. We got cameras set up here. And I believe another one's gonna be set up in the back. So make sure to tune in, lots of coverage, and it's gonna be a great day of racing. It'll be a lot of really exciting. So thanks for watching, guys.